What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TV Toycast YouTube channel, and today we are unboxing something very, very different, but something very, very exciting. It is The Office. It is McFarlane Toys. It is the one and only Kevin Malone, everyone's favorite goofball accountant, and it is a statue. I've never done a statue on here before, but McFarlane started doing these, and I was like, you know what? I may have to get them. But really what put it over the edge for me was they're coming out with also a Dwight Schrute. So one of those things where a one-off is okay, but if you continue to give me more characters, I'm going to have to get more. And, the statues, they work for The Office because you don't necessarily need a lot of articulation for an Office figure. But I have said before, I would love a series of Office action figures. I would love for McFarlane to tackle that with, multiple heads and multiple looks. They could really do something with that line if given the chance. I think it would be excellent. Kevin with the chili this is such a funny thing. If you've never seen The Office, essentially he comes in. They do it what they call a cold open, which sometimes has nothing to do with the rest of the show, and it's usually a couple of minutes, and it's the very beginning right before the opening credits, and Kevin comes walking in with this big old pot of chili and explaining how good his chili is, and then just proceeding to spill it all over the floor. Probably the most famous cold open that they have. Absolutely excellent. And, of course, so they're going to choose this. This is what they're going to do. I think when they did a Kevin Malone Funko Pop, I think it also had the big pot of chili, which, again, is kind of his trademark, even though it only happened one time. But these are cool. They come with a stand. I believe they have a trading card in there as well, maybe. Got a couple of backdrops, which is really cool. Of course, Kevin Malone, part of the mini poster and bonus items. Ooh, very cool. Office, McFarlane Digital, Kevin Malone, movie Maniacs, as you can see right there. But technically, this is a TV show. Of course, that's Kevin carrying the chili in. What a funny moment. So we're going to open this up. This may not be something I do a lot of. Like, I love the statues, but this is a thing where I'm like, okay, I don't know where I would put these. And that is probably my biggest takeaway of collecting these, where I'm like, I have to have a place to put something to, I guess, to want to collect it, as it were. And a big statue is not always feasible. Like, I love the Marvel ones. I think they're excellent, and everything else that they've been doing. But again, you got to have room for this stuff. So very cool. We got a little backdrop here, which is always kind of fun. Getting all that out of the way. Of course, so we got The Office. Kind of a little card. A certificate of authenticity, actually, is what that is. That's pretty cool. Open that up. So, of course, The Office characters. Number 556 of 56 of 4650. That's an odd number. 4,650 is all we're doing. A little bit of an odd number, but that's all right. So this is kind of in their conference room. If you've seen the show, that's where they would always do their talking heads, because, of course, if you don't know, The Office is a mockumentary. It's like essentially it's a sitcom where they're doing a fake documentary here. We got a McFarlane Digital card. Let's see. Scratch this off and create an account, redeem a code. There you go. I'll have to do that later. I've never actually done one of those. And I'll tell you why, because I've never unboxed the McFarlane Digital. I have a few. We got some stragglers on there. I do have a few. I know I picked up like the Atom and a few of the other characters. I just haven't got around to unboxing them all yet. So there's so many, it's hard to get to all of them here. Gonna get Kevin out of the package here. Like I said, I believe at SDCC is where they showed off that Dwight Schrute. I think he's up for pre-order now, so you can get that as I hit the camera. But like I said, I hope we get a whole series of these, because I think these are really, really cool. So there's Kevin here. That's definitely Kevin all day. Looks like he is attached to the stand, which I'm perfectly okay with. Looks like this will pop out, though, maybe. Do I dare? Probably not. Probably not the best idea. But I would bet you could probably put all these together as you get them. So we've also got this, so you can display it in a couple of different ways. The Office backdrop, or you can very simply put him in the Dunder Mifflin conference room. Very, very cool. I think this is awesome. I think this is a really, really fun idea. It's not the most dynamic thing in the world, but it's The Office. Does it need to be that dynamic? Easy for me to say. Of course, the pot of chili there. He's got the oven mitts on, which is a good callback, because I don't remember him wearing the oven mitts in the show. But if you were just looking at that box, I'll pull it up again. He did, in fact, have oven mitts on. I would have never guessed that, but There's proof for you right there. He had on oven mitts. It's so funny because when he spills it, he looks so defeated. But it's just such a funny thing of like, oh, he was trying to do a nice thing, and it literally did not quite work out for him. But yeah, very cool statue. Like I said, this is Kevin all day long, and I think these are cool. Like these are, it's a kind of a fun, interesting little one-piece collectible. But it's fun, and I think a whole series of these all lined up together would be really, really cool. Like I said, I feel like The Office is a line where we need more of it. We need more representation of it. So hopefully that happens down the road, just because I think these are really, really cool. Hold on to that digital card. I think I am going to pre-order Dwight Schrute now. Tell me in the comments below, are you an Office fan? Because I know The Office is a little bit of a polarizing show. I feel like most people do love it, but it's not for everybody. I've talked to a lot of people, in fact, who are not fans of it, so it depends on your taste, I guess. But I would like to see, more statues of fun shows. I think Seinfeld would be really cool. And again, there's so much you can do. Much like The Office, there's so much you can do with those characters. You can get your 4 main cast, plus like the Soup Nazi. Is that even appropriate to say? I don't know, but it's a funny episode. Newman, of course. Mickey would be a fun one. And then all the other just one-off characters. And same with The Office. I think it'd be cool to get, obviously Dwight is coming. Michael Scott would be really fun. And then if you're going to do a one-off, maybe like Prison Mike would be cool. But that's where also, too, an action figure line I think would be fun, because you could do the multiple heads and kind of do the costume changes and things of that nature. So who's to say? I think The Office is super popular. I have seen a few of these Kevin statues. I did pick this up at a random Walmart. I have seen it before and kind of was like, I don't know if I need that. But more and more I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy this because this is awesome. I don't have a desk at my job, but if I did, this would absolutely go on my desk. And I think it's enough to where I think people would be like, oh, Kevin from The Office, that's awesome. And it's interesting that Kevin was the first one we got, because he wasn't even a main cast member. As you can see on this card here, this is kind of like your main cast for several seasons. We got Ryan Howard, of course. We got Jim, Michael, Dwight, and Pam. Kevin's nowhere to be found, which I think is fine. I'm actually going to leave that up because I like the conference room look there. I think it'd be cool if the other characters have different dioramas, different almost scenes that they're in front of. I think that would be really fun too. But what do you guys think? I think this is a really, really fun collection. I think this is a really cool idea, and I like to see more Office stuff in the future. They did great with the Funko Pops. I know Super 7 did some reaction figures from like Threat Level Midnight and stuff. But again, you got to give us the whole gambit. Give us everything, and I think it would be really fun. I would love to see NECA or Super 7 or a bigger company tackle these type of figures. Even McFarlane, they obviously have the license, so let's get some figures going. With them losing the DC license, I think anything is possible. But I guess only time will tell, as it were. But let me know in the comments down below. Are you planning to pick up any McFarlane statues? Maybe you're doing the Marvel ones. Maybe you're sticking with other stuff. What do you guys think? And also, what do you think of the Office statues? Is this something you'd pick up? Is this a pass? Let me know. And also, check out all the other stuff I'm doing with the TB Toycast. Got a lot of cool stuff happening. We got unboxing videos every single week. 3 videos a week, in fact. So I'm staying pretty busy with the unboxing videos. Plus other videos on the channel, and I might be starting other stuff soon. Who is to say? But this past week, we had some really fun unboxing videos. Monday, I unboxed from the Mattel Elite line the one and only L.A. Knight. Yeah! The megastar himself. Not really a guy I normally collect. I normally don't collect the current day guys, but I was like, you know what? I'm picking up L.A. Knight, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm glad I did. It's a really cool figure, so check that out. That was unboxed on Monday. On Wednesday, I went back to the world of starting lineups, and Bo Jackson. He was one of my favorite baseball players of all time. The only baseball player I loved to see strike out because I knew he was going to break his bat. That guy was a cultural phenomenon in the world of baseball, and also a 2-sport athlete. Played some football, too. Who knows? Maybe that starting lineup will be coming sometime down the road as well. So that was Wednesday's video. And then on Friday, I went back to the world of G.I. Joe with Scrap Iron and the Anti-Armor Drone. Really, really cool. I got that one on clearance. The Anti-Armor Drone didn't do a lot for me personally, but it was kind of cool to get it. So the fact it was a clearance item, I'm like, yeah, why not? So you never know what you're going to find. Of course, every Saturday is What's on the Pegs, where you can find you can see what I'm finding in my toy hunts. So check that out as well. And then once a month, I'm dropping new episodes of Tales of the Toy Box. I have, I think, 4 episodes up now. Episode 4 was all about Toy Biz X-Men, where I kind of do a deep dive into Series 1 and kind of go over and show all the figures. It's a lot of fun, and I think you guys will enjoy that. New episodes drop about once a month on the channel. And then, of course, the TB Toycast podcast dropping every Thursday. This past week, Jeff from Fully Posable joined us, which is always cool to chat it up with Jeff. Jeff actually stepped in as co-host for several episodes there. I think over a year, in fact, while Travis took a little bit of a break from the podcast, and he did a great job. And of course, he's Fully Posable is at 500 episodes now. I think they're about to release their 500th episode, their 500th? No, their 500th episode, which is quite a milestone, really. I mean, that's huge for anybody to get there. 200's big, which is where we're about to be on TB Toycast, but 500, that's insane. And so, very, very cool. Huge congratulations to my friends there at Fully Posable, Scott and Jeff, of course. And so it was awesome having Jeff on TB Toycast, and we dove into Simpsons Series 5 from Playmates, the World of Springfield figures. A lot of fun there. So it's always cool. So check out TB Toycast wherever you get your podcast. Always a lot of fun. And that is about it. That's all I got. Not a lot to talk about with the statue, but it is really cool to have. And who's to say who doesn't need a Kevin Malone figure, right? Absolutely awesome. So really, really fun. Glad to have it in the collection. And like I said, hoping for more Office figures. That is the goal. Sometime in 2025 that I will be unboxing some Office action figures. Maybe 2026. I'm in no rush to get them, but I would like to get them. I think they could do a lot of cool stuff with this line. And maybe, who knows, I'll do an episode of like action figures I would like to see. That might be a fun one-off sometime down the road. Who's to say? But very, very, very fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. That is Kevin Malone, Scranton's favorite accountant. And we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.